6. Get one live in video this morning. I was communicating with a junk removal service off of Instagram. I mean, not off of Instagram, off of Facebook Messenger. And he was asking me questions that were like way over my head. And I started thinking, I guess when you're buying leads and you're paying for ads, you need to know what your cost per lead is. You need to know what your cost per booking is. You need to know what your acquisition per customer is costing. That means every customer that you get, how much it's costing you. You start needing to know those numbers because it's really, really important, because you need to know if you're making any money. But then he started asking me how much his 2 guys in his to make every day. And I started going, what? How many trucks do you got? And he said, only 1. And I said, what? We're going to get into headaches that expenses bring to you, and the more problems that you'll get and run into because you're paying for leads. Let's get into that video right now. Hi guys, my name is Ricardo. I'm the owner of junkguysdfw here in Dallas, Texas, home Dallas Cowboys. Also, I own 2 haunted houses, one in the Dallas area, Oak Cliff, and one in the Fort Worth area here off of Lancaster Road. I want to talk about this conversation I was talking to a company about, and it's this gentleman who just started his junk removal service in the last 2 years. He's had a junk removal service, and he says, Ricardo, you know, I do all the things I'm supposed to do in junk removal. I follow all the numbers, I keep up with all the numbers, and for some reason the numbers aren't budging. I'm not making any money, but I keep on working daily. And we work daily. We have a goal of making a little over $1,200 every single day in junk removal. And I said, wow, that is a big number. To me, that's a big number. Well, because I work by myself too. And I'm thinking in my head, that number is pretty big. I'm thinking, what is this guy doing right, or what is he doing wrong? And I said, okay, well, tell me about your setup. He goes, well, I have an NPR truck. The payments are $800. The insurance is another $650. And I'm like, okay, keep on talking. And he says, you know, my 2 guys go out in their truck, and, you know, we do about $1,200. Sometimes there's no work at all. And I'm like, but they're not salary. He goes, well, one of the guys is salary. I said, so no matter what happens, let's say there's a storm the whole week, you still got to pay this guy. And he's like, yeah, my full time, I have to pay him no matter what. And I'm thinking, what? Why? He keeps his truck. The only good thing out of this thing is that he keeps his truck at his home. So the employee's got to show up to the house, pick up his truck, and then they go to work every morning. So he's not paying for an office, but he was talking about getting an office, and I'm like, bro, what? How is an office going to help your bottom line? How do you have the audacity to sit at home in your office, at your home office, and route these guys to go do jobs when you're sitting at home? You're just sitting there while these guys are doing all the work. I don't get that, bro. I said, how does that work out? How do you feel about that? And the guy's young. He's 29 years old. And he said, yeah, I want to eventually grow this business into another truck and another trailer. And then, you know, I'm into another truck and another crew. And then go to another city. And I'm just sitting there amazed by the audacity that this guy has when he's been doing this for 2 years and he hasn't made $1. Then here comes the hard questions. Okay, it's already tough that life is hard. It's already tough that life is hard. You got to worry about bills. You got to worry about home bills. You have to worry about, your truck starting up every morning. You have to worry about your wife or girlfriend or partner. You have to worry about how the dog is getting fed. You got to worry about your kids going to school. You have to worry about your gas, your electric, your home getting paid, or your rent getting paid. And now you have to worry about what your cost per lead is. So if you're buying ads or leads, you have to find this number out. Just find out if you're making any money whatsoever, or if you're even breaking even per cost per truck. So there are so many little things that a lot of people don't realize that bring headaches to this business. And I'm going to tell you one of these huge headaches is buying ads and buying leads. And I'm going to explain this really clear. As soon as you start buying ads or buying leads, you have to find out how much. Now, here's an added headache. Here's another part of the business that you don't want to know about. You start buying ads, you start buying a lead, and you need to start finding out how much that lead is per lead. So is this lead now costing me $25 or $75? So now you have to find out how much each customer is costing me. Your cost to acquire that customer. Now that's important, because you don't want to be overspending, and that's another headache. Now you got a booking online, and you have to find out how much that booking is. How much that booking is costing you every time a customer books. How much is it costing you? Because you need to find out if it's worth your while. Now, when you get 2 employees in a truck, because you decided that you don't want to hire an employee. I mean, there's a big difference. You can have an employees driving your truck, or you can get on your truck and just drive it. And all you got to worry about what you're going to eat for lunch and when's the first job you're going to go to. But when you have 2 employees and driving your truck, you have to find out now different numbers. You're hoping they can be more efficient. You're hoping that they meet the daily goal of $1,200. And you have to find out what break-even point is. And what is that break-even point in this business? What is it? Now that you have 2 guys driving your truck, that's $800, your insurance at $650 because they're driving. Now you have to find out how much each job is costing you, only because of that number. Only because you have 2 employees. And there are more headaches. Cost per acquisition, cost per customer, cost per truck. Are these guys being more efficient? Can they combine loads on their trucks? Are they doing the best they can do? Oh, let's find out they're not doing a great job. Let's stick a GPS in there that's going to cost you more money, of course. Let's get better equipment for these guys so they can drive more efficiency. Let's put water coolers in their cars. So they don't have to make these stops. Let's do all these small things so our employees can be more efficient. If it was you in the truck, you wouldn't have to have these extra headaches. It's just you, man. I think we lose sight of some of the most common sense things in the world. Some of the easiest things that I do, people take for granted. some of the things that make sense to the common man is now difficult for you. It's because you have to start tracking everything because you're spending more money on everything. And that right there is a challenge to this industry. Then you have to find out, now, here's another headache. You got to find out if your ad management company or ad manager or whoever you're buying ads or leads from, are they good? Are they good for you? Are they doing a good job? Then you have doubts. I've heard this horror story every single month for every year in my lifetime in this junk removal service. Sometimes it's just not worth it, guys. Having employees in the trucks. You know, there are so many companies out there that have 10, 12 trucks, 6 trucks, 5 trucks out there. They have to worry about these numbers. And they worry so hard about these numbers so they can actually make money at the end of the day. They force their employees to combine jobs in the trailers. They force their employees to donate as much stuff as they can so they can keep the cost low. They force employees to recycle every single thing so they can actually make any money in this business. You know, most of these junk removal services recycle so they can make profit. So they can make profit, they recycle. Heck, I give away my recycling just so I don't have to deal with it. But some of these companies don't. Now, some of these companies have to sit there and count every single dollar that comes across them so they can be sure they're making any money at all. At all. And it's a shame that we did this to ourselves by buying leads and paying for ads and paying for this and paying for that and CRM's this, CRM my ass. So I want you to think about that when you're getting in this business and you're struggling or you're doing good. Just think about that. Is your business doing fine? Is your business doing good? How can I make it better? Is it worth it to me and my business to have employees? We don't know. Is it worth the headaches of me having to worry about every single dollar we spend because of these employees? Because we're paying for ads, because we're paying for leads, is it worth it to your business? So I'm going to let you decide on that, guys. I'm going to leave this video kind of as an open book for y'all to start finding out if it's even reasonable and it's worth the headaches to your business. Have a blessed day.